Good evening, dear English language teachers and America House virtual visitors. Welcome to our live meet and greet session in which you will find out more information about the Read Aloud virtual library project and meet the team who brought it to fruition. The project Read Aloud Library for the new National English Curriculum is a virtual service program run by Peace Corps Moldova in collaboration with America House Chisinau and NGO with the support of the Ministry of Education and Research of the Republic of Moldova. The aim of this project is to provide audio and video resources based on national English student textbooks, reading and listening activities to be used by students and teachers for educational purposes. And it is my great pleasure to introduce you to Mrs. Tsibulak Anna, English Education Program Manager, and Mrs. Diana Panfil, English Education Program Specialist from Peace Corps Moldova. Welcome, dear Diana, dear Anna.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you here today. And thanks, Margareta, for hosting this great event.
Dear
Hi,
Anna,
everyone. Thank you for hosting it. Thank you, Margareta.
Dear Diana, I will start with you. How did Peace Corps Moldova get to the idea that such a project could be shaped for English learners?
So the reason for creating this video library is that none of the national textbooks have video resources created to be used, and so Moldovan students have very limited exposure to the authentic English language for the reading section. So foreign language classes, according to Moldovan system of education, are organized twice a week, as you know, and this is not enough time to master English language fluently. And this is why this video would be a valuable support for classroom and homework practice, independent learning, as well as for exam preparation. The video library will have students from different schools, no matter where they are, to improve their pronunciation, enrich their vocabulary, and practice English together with their peers and independently. It is also helpful for English teachers having valuable and useful resources to plan their lessons and structure their sessions in a more interactive way. The homework they are providing to their students, so that the students will be willing to do activities in the way they like, in a very tech way, and they will not get bored quickly. The contribution to this project and the time our participants donate is really huge, and thinking about the fact that when we are doing work with love, with dedication, facing the challenges, usually this provides good and positive impact and have good results. So this is the thing that we are supposed to have by the end of this project as well. So, and last, this project would be a promoting opportunity to introduce and highlight the various aspects to of American culture to Moldovan teachers, to students, as well as to their parents. Thank you. So we think this is going to be a very impactful project for everyone.
Thank you very much, Diana, for enlisting so thoroughly the benefits of this project for our Moldovan students and English language teachers. I strongly believe that learning English opens doors and leads to better employment opportunities and increases education opportunities and even expands our travel experiences and entertainment choices. Dear Anna, would you tell us how did Peace Corps come up with the idea for this project?
Well, I would just like to reinforce the message that Peace Corps Moldova is a U.S. government agency that has been active in Moldova since 1993. And that's next year that we are celebrating our 30th anniversary of grassroots service in Moldova. And our organization is committed to help the host country in meeting its needs for trained men and women. And our English education sector has a special place in our English education team hearts, and we focus our efforts in supporting English language learners and teachers the best we can. This idea came one day when we were brainstorming what could be done to support teachers besides our current training efforts. with the educational community of practice and having no volunteers in the country yet. Our question to answer was, how can we use the possibility to bring some added value for the teaching English as a foreign language sector in Moldova? And that was the time when we learned that PISCO launches the virtual service pilot program that offers currently the possibility to American citizens to donate their time. And there are the people who serve as PISCO volunteers, even if in different PISCO countries, to be engaged virtually from a distance and still contribute to achieve our mission goals. So this was a unique opportunity that we have taken advantage of as a team to meet the existing need for the lacking audio and video resources for the new English student textbooks. And we started with the second to the seventh level, the ones that are now available. And this is how we got to have you as a partner, Margareta, and also the NGO Academy for Innovation and Change Through Education, Mrs. Daniela Muncaftenia, who is our guru in everything that relates to digital learning. And these wonderful 5 virtual service pilot program participants that you are going to meet today. One of them is Patty Harlan. You'll meet later on. She was my work partner back in time when I was a school teacher and a director of high school, Mihai Eminescu from Finchești town. And I'm really proud to be part of this project.
Thank you very much, Anna, for this insightful introduction to our webinar. This year, we are celebrating 30 years of United States and Moldova diplomatic relations. And the establishment of this diplomatic relationship gave birth to the foundation of Peace Corps Moldova here in our country. So we are very grateful that Peace Corps Moldova for over 30 years are providing services and many benefits to our Moldovan students, teachers, schools, and entire communities. And now I'd like to introduce the virtual service pilot program participants who contributed to this project. Let me invite them on the screen. So Greta Phillips, Patty Harlan, Brooke Nagle, Marquis Walsh, and Linda Wessling. Welcome, dear participants. You are US citizens who donated generously their time and energy to this wonderful project. You are returned Peace Corps volunteers who served in different Peace Corps countries previously, and Moldova was, for many of you, beyond among these countries. Hello, dear Brooke, Greta, Linda, Marquis, and Patty. I am very, very glad that you are all here with us live, and our audience will be able to communicate with you and ask questions through the comment section. Therefore, I encourage everyone who has joined us live and who is watching to comment and ask questions. But for now, we will start with some questions for you, and we will try to find some information about you. Who are you and where are you from? So let's, could you briefly introduce yourselves and tell us some interesting facts about you? Let's start with Greta.
Hi, everyone. My name is Greta Phillips. I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Moldova in the village of Košnica, Dubasai Rayon, in 2017 to 2019. I was an English educator, and I'm currently living in the Midwest near Kansas City, but I originally grew up in Southern California. I went to high school in Los Angeles.
Very interesting.
And I'm glad to be a part of this program. It's an honor.
It's an honor for us too. Let's continue with Patty.
Hello, my name is Patty Harlan. I live in Houston, Texas. I did teach English in Moldova, and Domna Anna was my partner as well as my director. Interesting fact is I can ride a horse and a motorcycle, and I spent a lot of time visiting the monasteries in Moldova, which was fantastic.
Thank you very much, Patty. Linda, let's continue with you. We do not hear you, unfortunately.
Maybe it's just as well. Hi, I'm Linda Wessling. I live in San Diego, California with my husband, JD. The two of us were volunteers in 2006, 2007 in Moldova. JD trained in Molesti Mici, and I was in Răsești Noi, and then we were in Soroka, and both of us worked there for community development. We loved our service, and we're happy to be part of this program.
Thank you very much, Linda. What about you, Marquis?
Hi, Marquis Walsh. I grew up in Rutland, Vermont, back when Vermont was known for having more cows and sheep than people. Currently, I live in the seacoast of New Hampshire. My background is broadcast journalism. I started at CNN when they first went into business back in the early 80s. And in 1985, I went to Belize in Central America, which is between Mexico and Guatemala, as a Peace Corps volunteer to set up an educational TV unit for UNESCO and the Ministry of Education. And I stayed there for another 8 to 9 years. And with friends, we opened up the first broadcast TV station to produce local content. And it's been a great pleasure working with this gang.
Thank you very much, Marquis. And what about you, Brooke?
Hi, my name is Brooke Nagle. My husband Tom and I served in the Peace Corps together 2005 to 2007 in South Africa. And we live in Lake Tahoe, California, Lake Tahoe up in Northern California. We call it Pandemic in Paradise because it's a beautiful, beautiful place to live. We hope you can come visit sometime. Our lives changed dramatically when we joined the Peace Corps. Before that, we had been state employees in California. I was for 29 years, mainly a deputy labor commissioner. And then after Peace Corps, we've started doing international volunteer work 3 to 6 months a year around the world. It's a pleasure to be here, a pleasure to be part of this program.
It's a pleasure to have you with us today and to have you as volunteers to this project. What motivated you to get involved as a virtual service pilot program participant to Moldova? And I would like all of you to answer to this question. Let's start with Greta.
My motivation was to continue my contribution to the English education system in Moldova. I miss teaching the students, and I found this. I was recommended. I was in Moldova this January, and I was recommended to look into it by someone in the Peace Corps staff. I did, and it turned out to be much more than I expected, and I'm just glad to be a part of the program.
Thank you very much, Greta. What about you, Patty?
My motivation is simple. I feel like I'm working with family again. I can work virtually with you, but I know you because I worked with you in Moldova.
Oh, thank you very much, Patty. Such heartwarming words. What about you, Linda? What is your motivation?
We miss Moldova. We still have a lot of friends there, and we're in contact with them. And I was an educator in my early career and then in broadcast and advertising. So it seemed like such a natural fit. I'm just so pleased to have found the program.
Marquis?
I loved my volunteer service back in the 80s and made great friends with it. So, and I also volunteer locally for some organizations. And this one fit in perfect. It's something I could do at home. And I retired recently, but I do daycare for my grandson like 3 days a week. So I was able to work this around that schedule. And it's been a great joy.
Thank you very much, Marquis. Brooke?
So I guess I have 2 reasons or 3 reasons or 5 reasons, but one of them is I have 4 grandchildren. They all started in a French immersion when they were in kindergarten in a public school in San Diego, and watching them learn a second language and is fascinating to me. And the other reasons are that I teach Guatemalan Mayan woman English a couple times a week for over a year now. And when I started teaching her or tutoring her, she didn't speak a word of English. And now we're reading books together. And I mean, it's not perfect, but she's come a long, long way. I learned Spanish when I was 55 years old, and I went to Bolivia to a language academy there for 5 months. And it's fascinating to me that a person who lives in a different country that is not an English-speaking country can learn English. And I'm excited to be part of this project because I think it will help Moldovan English language learners tremendously with their ability to learn English.
Thank you very much, Brooke. You all invested so many hours into this project and gave so much energy, but what did you appreciate the most about taking part in this Read Aloud project? Greta?
What I appreciated most was the staff and the people that I worked with, including the other volunteers, the staff at the Peace Corps, the staff at America House, and not having done this thing before, Marquis, you'd appreciate it. I didn't realize how hard it was to record audio and video. So, but the staff was terrific. Everyone has just been wonderful, and that's what I appreciate most.
Patty, what was your experience? What did you appreciate the most?
I appreciate the commitment of both Moldovans and Americans to the project, and then our ability to help each other to complete the work together.
Linda?
I've been so impressed by the hours everyone has put into this project. And I believe that the product that you have now is a quality product. And it's not just because you have Americans helping, it's because the Moldovan staff is so dedicated to it. I'm just really impressed and grateful that you're doing it.
Thank you very much, Linda. What about you, Marquis?
Yeah, I think they all agree with them all. The teamwork has been great from the staff and all the participants. And like, this wasn't done before, so there was a lot of bumps and changes in the process. And everyone had a good sense of humor and was patient and did what they had to do to get a good, high quality product out of it.
Brooke, what did you appreciate the most about taking part in this project?
I picked this project specifically because there was more than one Peace Corps volunteer involved. And I love working in a team. I just really get a lot out of the teamwork, the interaction. And what really impressed me was the Moldovans that I met are extremely committed to this project and very helpful and very welcoming. And it gives me a lot of motivation to want to visit this, what looks like just a beautiful country someday. So I really appreciate all of you. And it's been a pleasure to get to know all of you.
Thank you very much, Brooke. Dear participants, you all formerly served as Peace Corps volunteers. And I'd like to ask Patty, who volunteered from 2012 to 2014 in Moldova. How did the previous experience you got as a volunteer in Moldova help you in this project?
So as an English teacher, I value the voices. I think the students value the voices of native speakers. But above all, I have the opportunity to virtually teach the brothers and the sisters and maybe the moms and dads of my former students through this project.
Thank you very much, Patty. Linda, you also volunteered in Soroka.
I did.
Why did you decide to volunteer again as a virtual participant this time?
I think volunteering in Moldova was one of the more transformative experiences of my life. And I think my husband agrees. Soroka is a remarkable town. And he worked at Dacha and I worked at Ikar and Sawarta. But we really enjoyed the English language club for high schoolers that we started. And we are still in good contact with some of those students and we love it. So the idea of continuing that work was exciting to me.
What were your expectations before starting your volunteering time in Moldova, and have you fulfilled your expectations? If you had any.
Oh, you're talking to somebody else?
No, to you, Linda.
To me? Well, my expectations now, I didn't realize how sophisticated this project was going to be, how much time it would take from staff as well as volunteers. So I think my expectations were that it would be a simple but important opportunity to get some English language voices on tape. I did when I did my ESL certification, I worked on particularly on accent reduction and pronunciation was the focus of what I did. So I really like language programs that work with native language speakers and help participants to speak as clearly and comfortably as possible in a second language.
And we appreciate very much your effort. Thank you very much, Linda. Greta, you also volunteered in Moldova in Košnica from 2017 to 2019. And you also visited Moldova last year. Did you find it
this January? I was there in January.
Oh, this January. So actually this year.
Yes.
Did you find our country different from the previous time you had visited?
I didn't find many changes, at least in Chisinau. In my village, I found there was a new coffee shop, which was nice, and all my students were bigger and older. And I didn't change at all, but they seemed bigger and older. So the people were still marvelous. The hospitality and the warmth had not changed.
Did you take something back to the States?
Can I say it? It's a bottle of cognac, Kalarash cognac.
Oh.
So. That's all I can do.
Brooke, you actually have experience in the Eastern European countries. You visited Belarus, Armenia, and could you tell us about the intercultural similarities, but maybe also the challenges that you encountered when working with the Moldovan people?
Yes, I'm a international election observer with the OSCE, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. I've been to, I don't know, maybe 8 Eastern Bloc countries, including Azerbaijan and Albania, North Macedonia, Georgia, Armenia, Belarus. And it's very different because we have an interpreter with us all the time. And hopefully that interpreter is interpreting what's being said on both sides. It's a very different experience, but in many ways, the people are kind, generous, open-hearted. And I'm finding that also in Moldova and in other countries in Eastern Europe where I've been. I haven't been to Moldova yet. I have seen that the OSCE does observe elections in Moldova, and I'm planning to apply in the future, hopefully, whenever your next election is. But challenges, Peace Corps' motto is, I don't know, informally, I guess, patience and flexibility. And since 2005 to 7, that's how I've lived my life, or maybe even before that. And if things get difficult or challenging, I just remember patience and flexibility, and things work out. So I'm really happy that I'm getting to know your culture and people in Moldova, and can't wait for the day that I actually step foot on your soil.
It's us who cannot wait to have you here as a guest in Moldova and to show you all the beautiful things about Moldova. So you are more than welcome to come, and please come to America House as well.
Thank you.
But could you tell us, you didn't find many challenges, but what about collaborating with people from different parts of the world, like your time zone difference and even the time zones with other American volunteers? Was it
Yes.
challenging?
The time zone has been a challenge. It is 7:30 a.m. here. I got up at 6 to participate today. I think it's great to, I mean, I'm not an early riser, so it's really interesting to see the daylight this early in the morning. And I know it's later there. But yeah, that's been a little bit of a challenge, but I'm working through it and it's been good.
Again, thank you very much for doing this effort and for giving so much energy to this project. What about other participants? How did you live through this process?
I want to speak to Brooke's point because I live in California, so we too are 10 hours different from you. What's impressed me about you guys is that you work into the night. So I will continue to get emails at hours that I think you should be watching TV or going to bed. So I think the time difference has been a big challenge, but it's been really interesting to work around it.
Thank you very much, Linda, for your insight. Marquis, what about you? How did you find out about this program and why did you choose it? Could you tell us about the experience since the program was launched?
Yeah, I found it on social media. A friend, a fellow Peace Corps volunteer, returned Peace Corps volunteer, posted a link about the virtual service pilot project. So I went to that link and did a search for projects that just required English language. And there's dozens and dozens and dozens. And the one in Moldova looked interesting because I have some experience doing audio work. And it also allowed the flexibility of my work schedule. So I was able to do the live events early in the morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then my wife, Patty, and I did the recordings at night or whenever we could find time. So it worked out perfectly that way. And it's been great. I mean, it's great teamwork, and the staff at Peace Corps and Academia and America House are super organized. There's Excel sheets for everything, and Google Sheets and Google technology, and it just worked good. I mean, like you said, every bump we overcame, and it's been great connecting with former volunteers from different countries. And my Peace Corps staff in Belize, I'm still friends with a ton of them, and they're just wonderful people. And now they're retiring because we're all getting older, but it's been great to connect with someone for over 30 years. It's great.
Yeah, I see from our audience, they are saying hello to us. Let's see, Lilia Pavlov-Rusu, she said, hello, it's a great pleasure to meet you, real professionals. Thank you for this wonderful and useful support. Many people even from Romania, they are saying hello. Maybe some Pati knows, Rodica Ceba, she says, glad to see you here. So dear audience, don't be shy, please ask questions if you want to find more about our participants. You can ask questions to get to know them better. We have some minutes to answer your questions, so please write them now so we could answer them. I see Kiroshka Juliana says hello, Daniela Luca from Romania, else Natalia, Alina. Thank you for watching us, and if you have questions, please ask them. Dear participants, let me extend the question. Maybe you experience some challenges when working to this program, when you volunteered here in Moldova. Could you tell us how you overcame them? What helped you to understand better our Moldovan culture and get to work with us more easily and smoother?
Are you asking for this project or for our service in Moldova, or both?
In general.
I think
about your challenges.
I have to go along with what Brooke said earlier, patience and flexibility. In the United States, we're used to doing things very quickly and on time, and we're used to having things available such as copy paper and pens and pencils. And even when I was there 3 years ago, much of that stuff was not available. So you had to step back and say, okay, do what you can with what you have, and be flexible. If you don't have an overhead screen projecting, then use the blackboard. So I learned to slow down also, because you have to work on Moldovan time, which is a little different than United States time. So, but in the end, it was a wonderful experience, both when I served there and in this virtual project.
Thank you very much, Greta. Yes, Brooke?
So after I had been accepted to the project, my husband and I decided we were going to go to Poland and help volunteer with Ukrainian refugees. And I brought my computer, brought my phone, expecting I was going to have full technological capabilities while I was in Poland. And I dropped my backpack, and my computer took a hit. So my computer crashed while I was there. And so I went to use my cell phone to do the Zoom calls and to do the work on my cell phone, which was a big challenge. And then my cell phone started to go. So I, like Greta and all of us know in Peace Corps, patience and flexibility, we find ways around how to do things. So I'm back in the US, have a brand new computer and a brand new cell phone, and I'm back in the saddle, as they say. So
thank you very much, Brooke, for sharing your experience. Technology, yes, helped us a lot to bring to fruition this project. And now I'd like to ask you if you have some words to send to the beneficiaries of this project. What would you say to them? What would you want to communicate with them?
I just want to say how much I respect teachers. And this goes way back to my Peace Corps service. And also when we started the TV station in 91, there weren't many Belizeans who had any experience in television work or reporting. And we made the initial decision that we were going to hire teachers. So, we had a staff of 23, 26 in the year, and they were all teachers, and they had great dedication, great command of English language, strong work ethic. And now 30 years later, they're all professionals in the field in marketing and all different things. So teachers are often undervalued in every country, including here in the United States. And you guys do great work, and I can't say enough about everything that you do for the kids and the future of your country.
Thank you very much, Marquis. I cannot agree more. They are undervalued because what they are doing, it has a huge importance for our future generation, for our countries, for the education, for who we are as human beings. So yes, we are very grateful for all the teachers who sacrificially dedicate themselves to their jobs. Who else would like to send something, send a message to the beneficiaries, English language teachers and students? Yes, Tati?
My words are very simple. We supported you when we were there, and we're still supporting you. If you need something, you need to let us know.
Thank you very much, Patty. Somebody, Natalia Borta, I had a great and pleasant experience to work with Greta Phillips. Can't wait to see her again. Thank you very much,
Hi,
Natalia. You made Greta smile. We are glad that we can meet even through the comment section. It's still nice that you are here with us watching. Rodika Cheban is saying thank you for your titanic work. Thank you, Rodika. So now, if we do not receive any other questions, dear audience, thank you for your interest in this project and for watching this session. Subscribe to America House Facebook page if you haven't done it yet, and stay tuned so you could be among the first to learn about the official release date of this virtual library for English students, textbooks, and how you can access it. On behalf of America House, I'd like to thank Peace Corps Moldova for the huge amount of hours invested in this project, for their genuine dedication. Thank you, Mrs. Anna Tsibuliak, Mrs. Diana Panfil, for your collaboration in organizing this online event. And of course, a big, big thank you to you, the Virtual Service Pilot Program participants, Brooke, Nagle, Greta Phillips, Linda Wessling, Marquis Walsh, and Patty Harlan. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a great evening.